Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is my Royal Enfield Himalayan, which I've owned for nearly 3 years and on which I've done nearly 8,000 miles. And today I want to talk about the tyres that are on it, which are still the same tyres that were on it when I bought it. So they're the original standard tyres, Pirelli MT60. So if you want to hear about my experiences with this tyre, what I think about them and what I plan to do next, then watch the rest of the video. So as I was saying, these tyres came with the bike when I bought it. It was pre-registered, but very few miles on it, and I've used this bike for commuting into town quite a bit. I've done a few trips on the road. I've been to Cornwall and back twice for the saddlebag social ride with this bike in the period that I've owned it. I've obviously been for some rides in the countryside near me. You would have seen some of the videos on the channel. And I also took it green laning with hippodromes up down in Sussex. Near Rikers, near Box Hill. And so to get there, I had to go on the M25. Then you get there and you go on the trails. So it's quite a varied route and quite varied conditions on this tyre. And I've got to say, they have been very, very good. On the road in town, they are very confidence-inspiring. You're not going very fast, but they very good manners on the road, deal with all the sort of stuff that you get in town very, very well, responsive, warm up quickly. Doesn't matter if it's cold, hot, dry, wet. This tyre is capable of dealing with town traffic and urban traffic, no problem whatsoever. On the trails, when green laning, it did a decent enough job. You adjust the pressures a little bit. It wasn't super muddy. It was kind of clay type stuff and a few puddles. It dealt decently well with it. I wouldn't say it's a off-road focused tyre in any way, shape or form. I think it's pretty much 80% to 90% on the road type of tyre with a little bit of green laning capabilities. On the road, it's not too noisy. It corners okay. The Himalayan is not a performance bike. It's not like you need grip all the way to the side of the tyre. It doesn't lean that far, because if you lean it too far, the centre stand catches. So the limit's on the centre stand. Now I've seen that the fitment for the Himalayans is a special fitment. People seem to be very happy with it on the reviews that I've read. I'm fairly happy with it. For a general use tyre, I would say it's a pretty good choice. Now, looking at the tyre in a little bit more detail, you notice that it is actually made in Brazil, which for me as a Brazilian, it was actually a surprise. Himalayan obviously has spoked wheels, so it's a tubed tyre. Although I think there are some models which are tubeless, but you still have to put a tube on the Himalayan. After 8,000 miles, there's still quite a bit of tread left in here. It's not even close to the tyre wear indicators. There's about 3 millimeters of tread down in the center where it gets used more, because it's a town. It's mainly been used in town. So yeah, there's 4 millimeters of tread left in the middle there, on the bit where it has the tyre wear indicator. So there's 3 mil, unsurprisingly enough, until it gets to the tyre wear indicator. So as I said, yeah, it's fairly long lasting if you're doing this type of riding, which is reasonable speeds in town, 20, 30, 40 miles an hour. It will do a very, very good job and last a very long time. I could probably use these tyres for another 2 or 3 years with the amount of miles I'm putting on them. Probably last to about 10,000 miles, if not more. if you are, reasonable with the use. The one thing I have noticed now is that it does have a few cracks appearing, which is not good. So I hope that's not going to be an MOT failure. There's small cracks. Given the age of the tyre, I think looking at the date stamp on this tyre, it was 2016 manufacture, so coming up to 9 years now, and it's being used in all the weathers. So maybe the heat and the cold combined to give it a little bit of cracking. So I think it is actually now time to get a different tyre for this, because my ambition is to use this bike a little bit more for going off-road and maybe tackling a little bit more challenging stuff out here in Essex. So not so much clay, much more kind of muddy. So I am now starting to research some alternative tyres. So the guy I usually ask about tyres, which is Chris at Two Tyres, said, well, the Pirelli Rally STRs are quite good, and the Metzeler Karoo 4s are also a good idea. Now, I've had all sorts of other tyres also recommended, Endless Capra X's, Mitas E6 or Enduro, whatever they're called now. So I have quite a bit of research to do to decide what is the best tyre for me, something which is going to be a little bit more capable off-road, a little bit more focused, maybe won't last as long, but that's it. This is my experience with these tyres and the use that I've given them. So if you're not going to be going on muddy stuff, if you're mainly going to be riding on road, in town, etc., Pirelli MT60s, I like them.